What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at MicroStrategy and looking at the Ballistic Acceleration Model. So it looks like we ended up getting that bounce off of this level, and we broke above this level here. So it was resistance, now acting as support. But keep in mind, we still have this trend line here. So maybe we can chop in this little range and then move up to the next level. I'm thinking that's the more likely scenario, but we have to wait for Friday for the unemployment data to come out. Depending on how that comes out, that could be the difference between an engulfing candle down here and then break through, retest, and go down. Hopefully not. But if it comes out good, we might not even get a retest here. We might just go straight to this level or break out and then continue on up. As I said previously, MicroStrategy can really get moving quickly, as you can see here. If we measure from the bottom, we moved up 31% in 2 trading days. That's insane. Remember, the S&P 500 on average historically has returned 10% a year, and this thing just did 30% in 2 days. So this thing is ready to take off. All we need is the momentum in the volume, and it looks like that's starting to come back. You take a look here on the MACD, you can see starting to curl up, and this blue line looks like it's ready to cross to orange, and you can see the next candle could potentially be a green one on the MACD here. It could start going upwards, because right now we're still negative. If you look on this little bar right here, it'll let you know where we're at. We're still underneath 0, so we're negative. Potentially going to start breaking out, and you're going to start seeing those green candles and MicroStrategy ripping to the upside. Looking here on the weekly, I mean, that looks beautiful. It looked very bearish, and then we get a massive wick to the upside. I mean, if we can hold that for the week, either in the hold right here or this green candle, the body of the candle pushing up higher, that would be amazing. But this looks like it's playing out perfectly as we thought it would. The trend line and the bottom of the channel just holding underneath. We hit the 240 target level around there, 230, 240, and we're pushing up. So hopefully the next target would be the midline of this trend line, and then we blow past that to all-time highs. So we do need to break the 330, 400, then 450 along the way. But in my opinion, this looks very good. I think if we get that momentum behind us, it could get really crazy. And in terms of SMAs, on the daily, we broke above the 20. And we do need to get above this 50, which is that 330 level that I was speaking of. And on the weekly, we need to break above the 20 week. So we need to crack the 20 week, which is also at that 330 level. So once we break that, we pretty much have nothing in our way besides these minor resistance levels that I think can easily be broken. So we're going to take a look at the MSTR Ballistic Model. Pretty much it gives you an estimate of where MicroStrategy's price could be depending on Bitcoin's price. And currently we're at 91,000, and it's showing MSTR about 314. And that's pretty close. I mean, we're at 309, and it's pretty spot on. But if you start to look, when we get to 120, they're saying that it could potentially be at $633. Now we'll look it up at 200, and you start seeing the numbers increasing as Bitcoin's price is increasing. Now this doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but this just gives you a guideline. So if we start pushing up to closer to 150, you can see where price could potentially be. This is not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. None of these models are 100% accurate. So always keep that in mind. This is just a guide. This is speculation. we don't know what's going to happen. But this is just fun to look at. So we're just going to take a look and see what they're talking about here. But 150,000 would be roughly 1.2. You can see as it just goes up. I mean, that'd be fun to watch. 1,800 at 175, and $200,000 would be 2.8K, which is insane. I don't even think it's possible that we get to 300,000 in this cycle. Some people think we will. I don't think so. But it's showing $10,000, which seems kind of far-fetched in my opinion. But people have been calling for like 250, 225, which, I mean, is possible. But in my opinion, that's like the ultimate bull case. That's ultra bull case. Everything's perfect. I don't think it's going to happen. But I could see high 100s, maybe 200 at the most, and that's still very, very bullish for me. 200 is still very bullish, but I could definitely see anywhere from 170 to 180 being the top. That's like my base case. So we'll see how that plays out. But this is a fun model to look at. I would just take a look at it and play around with the numbers, and you have different scales here, linear, and you got the logarithmic scale. And then you can also see the market cap as well, and it compares it to Apple's market cap, so it's pretty cool. You can see all the numbers here. But in my opinion, I think this is the most important thing, looking at the share price. And they have the little metrics up here, the price, the model price, and how they vary. I mean, it's pretty spot on if you look at the model price versus where it's actually at. And it's showing it's undervalued by 2.5%. And you have a price, you can add on moving averages and different things like that in different days. You can see MSTR's price compared over time. The estimates versus the actual model. Let's see on 180 days. So it was actually outperforming the model going to the end of November. It was actually outperforming, which is crazy. Think about that. I mean, these numbers are crazy, but imagine it actually outperforming. That's insane. I mean, and that's what these green dots up here are. These are the past prices, and it shows you the date, the actual price versus the model, which is the actual white line. And you can see it underperforms at certain points. Sometimes it's right on line. But like I said, it's a guideline. It's not exact. So it could be a little bit higher, it could be a little bit lower, but it's a guideline, which I think is pretty neat to look at. And then looking at this here, seeing how it outperformed on an actual line chart is pretty cool too. Yeah, back to the chart. I do think MicroStrategy could have a great year. It all depends on Bitcoin. I think we're just waiting on Bitcoin to show us what we have going on next, the next move. Bitcoin did have a little bit of a move this morning, but then it kind of dropped back down. But all the levels you're drawing out have been playing out pretty well. I'm going to take this out. But the levels we've been drawing out have been playing out pretty well. Still on this downtrend. We have some resistance here. We still have this trend line running upward. So that's more resistance. These are just pretty much the levels we got to break through. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 4 different levels that we have to break through. Hopefully this is, a trend like this. That would be nice. And we just push up higher. And I think it's going to be very volatile once Friday comes around. This could be, it would be here. It would be this candle here on Friday. Could be a massive green one or a massive red one. So we'll find out soon. Hopefully it's not a red one. Hopefully it's a massive green one and we're pushing the all-time highs, cracking 100,000, getting everybody back on board with Bitcoin. There's been a lot of worries with tariffs and stuff like that, but there's always some kind of narrative as to why price is going down, even though price is going to do whatever it does, and then there's a narrative to follow the price. Price action is king. It leads, and then the narrative will come behind it, and you can find any reason as to why it went up or went down, but price was going to do what it was going to do regardless, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.